Hi there, all of you hens. This is the kind of Irish version of Mr. and Mrs. Um, the only version I'm going to do. So, question one, um, where was your first kiss? So, I can remember the first kiss. First kiss was just actually by my front door here, or the inner front door, and it was the end of the night or early hours of the morning, and Sapna was leaving. We'd probably had, you know, might have been our third date. But anyway, that's where we kissed. It was a little bit sudden, you know, a little bit unexpected. I was playing it very cool. Okay, question number two. What would they say are your worst? What would she say is my worst habit? Um, you know what? It's really really difficult. That's not because I don't have some bad habits, um, but just because Satna is very very forgiving. She doesn't. I mean, I snore, but she doesn't really complain about it. Um, I'm untidy, but then again, she's more untidy than I am. So it's kind of difficult. I can't really say what she might say is my worst habit. So that's a kind of difficult one to answer. Okay, question three. What are what is Satna's worst habit or habits? Hmm. Well, she's got a one or two. Um, she's untidy, as I've kind of mentioned in the previous one, but I can't say too much about that because I'm only marginally less untidy. And um, she doesn't often allow enough time, so she's always rushing around and often late. I guess that's pretty much it, really. Words to describe Satna. Three. Very beautiful woman. Question six, celebrity crush. You know, she doesn't really have a celebrity crush. I mean, she if she had one, it would probably be some kind of skinny kind of runner type girl or something like that. Um, so she doesn't really have a celebrity crush. Obviously, I know about the Hamilton thing, but I don't think that was really a crush. And she doesn't know anything about Grand Prix anyway. Favorite body part? Um, well, I, I've got many favorites of her body parts. Um, I'm always slapping and touching her bottom, so I guess that's one. And of course, her face. Favorite body part that she has of mine? Hmm. I don't really know. We don't really discuss. She's not. I don't think she's ever told me. Maybe my tongue, um, because I'm such an eloquent speaker. First film we ever saw together, I think, was the one with the Cray twins, uh, Reggie and Ronald. Um, is that called Legion or something like that? Or Legend, Legend, that's it. I think that was the first one that we saw. Um, and I think she did stay awake the whole way through it. Favorite restaurants or restaurant? Well, I've been introduced to many restaurants since Sapna came into my life. She's very keen on discovering new restaurants, and the Fox used to be a big favourite of ours until there was a little bit of a fallout. Um, but Mediterranean is definitely her favourite style of restaurant. Favourite pet names? Hmm. That's a pretty easy one. Chicken. Best present? Well, probably the best present, practical present I gave Sapna was probably her iPad mini. She really does get some use out of that. But of course, it's also a cause for anxiety because she's never happy that it's charged up enough. Um, the most romantic present were probably the sapphire matching earrings that I gave her for her engagement ring. I think that was pretty nice. Most irritating habit. Um, I think we kind of covered this a little bit in one of the earlier questions. So I have to. She bites her fork or spoon, and I'm always telling her to eat nicely. Um, Nothing really too big, to be honest with you. My most irritating habit? Difficult to say. Um, I don't know. Um, I don't I don't know what she would really find irritating about me. She's never really said, I find this really irritating about you. So maybe we're just the perfect couple. Probably a kind of uh, embarrassing moment for Satna, although I don't really know how. She wasn't really embarrassed at the time, but probably a little bit afterwards. Was after our engagement at the hall. We went to the Dog and Doublet afterwards. She had had a bit to drink, and she fell into the fireplace, which was witnessed by one of the staff. And when we ordered more drinks, he actually refused to serve her. Um, I think Laura was present for that one, though I think she probably was capable of having more drink. But it was embarrassing for Sapna. First thing she might grab in a fire. Well, you might say it might be her Mulberry handbag because a handbag is an important part of a woman's accoutrements. In Sapna's case, probably her trainers. Mm. Questions are starting to get a little bit more difficult now. Strangest place that you've had sex? Mm. Okay. First of all, I don't know if I'm going to have sex in a strange place, but the premise of this question is to suggest that we're actually having sex, but we're not even married yet. So I don't really understand the question. Favorite position? I think our favorite position is me kind of lying back and Sapna resting her head on my chest. I think we quite like that position. Sapna took her driving test a few times. Um, I think it was six. It might have been seven. But she's a good driver. Oh, she hits the odd deer and has the odd interaction with some kind of suicidal local. But apart from that, yeah, reactions are good. Question number 20. Excuse me. When did you do the deed? Again, this is a very confusing question. I'm assuming that that alludes to, well, sexual intercourse. And as I've already mentioned in a previous question, we're not even married yet. So I guess what you're asking is some kind of prediction in the future, which I would imagine would be sometime very, very shortly after the 23rd of December, and then frequently um, after that date. I hope that answers the question. Favorite meal for Sapna is she likes all kinds of like different things together, probably all Mediterranean type based, but a little bit of this and a little bit of that, and that's kind of her favorite meal. Tapa type stuff, tapas, but that kind of style is her favorite. One thing to take to a desert island, well, I guess that would have to be the all of the previous and up to date recent editions of Body Pump. That's got to be it, and a means to play it, of course. Not forgetting, of course, those trainers and some shorts, because that would be it. I don't think she could live without Body Pump. And that's it. That's the end. I hope that was entertaining enough, and I hope that we got everything. Pretty much. We answered the questions correctly, and we got some bonus points.